Hey Catgangers, Deva here with another exciting video. There is a lot of questions around the Safi Jiiva and raging Brachydios weapons, such as which one is stronger or better, or even some PC players ask me if it's even worth to farm Safi Jiiva weapons since we are getting already a meta change. The answer is very simple, yes and no. There is exceptions of course, but there is also weapons where I would say do not invest any time in upgrading those since it's not worth. The Brachydios weapons are only raw weapons, so of course farm Safi Jiiva still for elements. For example, dual blades, bow and power element files charge blades. So nothing changes for elemental weapons. Safi will stay meta for those unless Master Rank Kulvataroth weapons are stronger, assuming they will come with a pre-built crit element skill, but we will see about that. But how about raw? We all know the Greatsword, Longsword, Hammer, Impact Charge Blades, Shullen Sword, and a few more are meant to be played as a raw weapon if you wanna be dealing the most optimal damage. So back to the question, is it worth to get the Safi Jiiva raw weapons? I would say definitely not, unless you like their design more than Brachydios or want a different status other than Blast, which again will make them worse damage wise if you're missing Blast. And at that point it's up to you. I will help you understand with this video why so, and it's really simple. Let's have a damage comparison between completely maxed out raw Safi Jiiva builds with the best upgrade combinations possible for normal hunts versus the strongest raging Brachydios builds with multiple weapons. This number right here is the effective raw. It's a 100% accurate comparison between raw weapons and you can tell which one will do more damage. So before the smartasses start with their theories and denying these comparisons again, be aware that you're denying mathematical evidence at that point where I will recommend you to question your existence. I put a lot of hours completely for free on my videos, so people that are actually interested on knowing what's stronger to have a much easier time. I would appreciate it very much if you could respect that before shutting down my researches with your feelings or opinions, because according to some comments that's what's happening. There is no opinion on math. So the Brachydios dual blades has a 832 EFR and the Safi Jiiva has a 836. This means the Safi Jiiva will do 0.47% more damage, but they do as well have 30 less hits of purple and 1 less level 3 slot. The first thing is 0.5% does not change anything during a hunt. Like literally will not even cut 1 second or even 1 less hit on bigger weapons. So we can assume it's about equal. Now the real question is it worth for you to farm Safi hundreds of hours to get all the upgrades exactly in the picture if you're not doing it for fun or the fashion? On Brachydios, all you have to do is craft the weapon and you're ready to go. You will have the strongest raw weapon in the game, as simple as that. So I will recommend you to not focus on upgrading Safi raw weapons, but spending your Dracolite wisely on something where Brachydios can keep up, such as elemental weapons or meta HPG and LBGs for spread and pierce, and a few more exceptions. And this comparison is applied to every single weapon since all have the same base raw. Just a single less attack upgrade on Safi weapons will already put them far behind over the Brachydios weapons damage wise. And by far I really do mean a single attack level 6 missing will make them drop more than 4% damage, which is huge. I hope you can all understand my point of how small the difference between those two weapons is and how much the effort difference is to get the weapons. So let's check the focus weapons since they have different builds. Here I took Agitator into consideration for the affinity, but that shouldn't be done since it's not always active, and just as a comfort affinity when not hitting weak spots. So 860 versus 850 raw. The Charge Blade does surprisingly win on raw damage by 0.74%, simply because the Safi requires an Teostra upgrade to fit all the necessary skills in, but even without that, the natural purple sharpness from Brachy would win. And because I see the questions coming, here is also a build without taking the 20% affinity from Agitator into account. And this should be your actual builds because Savage Axe does guaranteed not hit weak spots only. Doesn't matter how good you are, Savage Axe just penetrates the monster and hits multiple spots where it's not a weak spot, so having the 20% affinity from Agitator on top of the 100% when not hitting weak spots is just insanely good. So any extra affinity is a damage increase. Get Brachy Charge Blade still wins. And here is a comparison between the Greatsword on optimized builds. The Brachydios Greatsword does actually win even if it's a 0.25%. Usually Safi uses Sharpness 6 and 2 Handicraft, but with a new meta armor I tested it and actually doesn't fit in unless you drop some attack boost, which again leads to less damage. I'm really surprised about that one, but I have to investigate it a little bit more because it seems really strange to me that on Greatsword the Brachydios wins. Focus 3 must be used for Greatsword, by the way. It's the best non-direct DPS increase, and I have seen but can't display now some side-to-side comparison between focus and no focus, and it actually makes huge difference, like actual seconds. I'm not going to test every single weapon, but on Monster Hunter all weapons from the same tree mostly have the same base row, which is on this case like that, just different multipliers depending if it's a fast or a slow hitting weapon. So even in the best case, if Safi weapons has that 1% more damage over Brachydios, or I made some errors on my builds, which will probably not be the case, it doesn't make any difference in the hunt. So feel free to use whatever you want and consider that you could be upgrading or farming another weapon with the Safi materials while using the raw weapons from Brachydios. But that's really a fashion thing. I personally didn't like, for example, the Charge Blade from Safi because of the big eye in the middle. It seems kind of out of place. So I prefer using the Brachydios regardless if a weapon is better or worse. Hope you all enjoyed this video and have a better understanding of why Brachydios weapons are so good. If so, be sure to leave a like and comment down below guys what you want to see next from me. With that said, I wish you all a nice day and happy hunting.